It was a meeting convened by the United States, United Kingdom and Germany ambassadors to Kenya, alongside religious leaders and representatives from the Kenya Private Sector Alliance. Based on events of recent days after a polarizing election, the leaders pushing for, quote, open and transparent national conversation to address underlying issues with a view to strengthening Kenyan institutions, end of quote. With the National Super Alliance keen on a swearing ceremony next Tuesday, the delegation sought to convince the opposition leadership to abandon their plans, as such would be an unconstitutional escapade. Though NASA didn't give its commitment, sources say they welcome the idea of dialoguing with the government, a task now in the hands of the delegation.
We want genuine, honest and transparent dialogue in a framework that is acceptable to all.
Catholic retired Bishop Alfred Rotich, who attended the talks, told Citizen TV that they had already placed a request to meet the government side, now awaiting an appointment with President Kenyatta or his representatives. Sources at NASA say that the opposition is intent on discussing ways of reviewing the governance structure and the devolution system. NASA leaders are of the view that the current devolved system has worsened the country's negative ethnicity, with suggestions on reducing the number of counties for economic viability.
Everybody wants us to sit down and talk. Na sisi tuko tayari kuketi tuongee future ya nchi yetu.
We are not talking about nusu mkate. We are not asking for jobs in the simplistic way people might want to think that we are asking for jobs. We are asking for serious and fundamental reforms for the good of the people of Kenya.
A statement from the opposition alliance cited areas of discussion as security sector reforms, securing and strengthening the judiciary, devolution and governance structure. The opposition has recently criticized the handling of NASA protests and gatherings by the police, attributing dozens of deaths to the security officers.
Even the president where he is.
Court Secretary General weighing in on the push for talks.
But eventually they need to come together. Otherwise there will be no organization, there will be no a country, there will be no a room from where you can do politics.
Similar attempts to call the two sides to dialogue was revealed by the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development boss Mokisa Kitui recently. Just yesterday, Odinga dismissed Western envoys' calls after U.S. Acting Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs Donald Yamamoto asked him to focus on dialogue and vacate plans of a swearing ceremony. Odinga claiming that the silence of the diplomats when his supporters were being killed was too loud. Sam Gituko, Citizen Weekend.